Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there. Sure. Yeah. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here, based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me, absolutely happened to me. For years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Welch's knows some things make zero sense, like why the algorithm knows your music tastes better than you do. But zero sugar and full flavor? We made that make sense with new Welch's Zero Sugar. All that passion fruit or tropical punch goodness and none of the sugar. You gotta sip it to get it. New Welch's Zero Sugar. Let's fruit stuff up.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder Express.
Yay and choo-choo.
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us. We have, as usual, an insane show for you today. Shocker, right? Especially Express. My God, always crazy. We're going to venture out of the U.S. today. We're going to head up, not too far, like, an hour north of the border here. We're going to head up to Canada, so not very far. But still, we're getting Canadian this week. Yeah. And I can't wait to do that. Before we start, very quickly, thanks for all that you do. ShutUpAndGiveMeMurder.com is where you get everything small town murder and crime and sports and your stupid opinions. It's all there. Oh, by the way, you should listen to those podcasts that we make because they're very good. Yeah. So check those out. Definitely go there. December 2nd is our last live show of the year.
Right.
We can't wait for Dallas, so get your tickets. Still a few left in there, not too many, so get them now. And come see us and come hang out with us for the last live show of the year. It's a party. We love the last show of the year. It's always a big blowout, and we have a good time and be a big party. We love lately, by the way, the atmosphere at these shows is so cool. You guys are
really nice,
really awesome to each other. It's just
good people.
It's really become just a cool gathering. So thank you for all that you do for coming out to a fun comedy show about murder. Thanks for that. And you definitely want Patreon, all the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, it's just a cup of coffee. Or
easy,
1 cup of coffee, it's going to be gone in 20 minutes. Or you can get a couple hundred back episodes of bonus stuff to binge on, and then new ones every other week. One Crime and Sports and one Small Town Murder, and you get them all. This week is no different. For Crime and Sports, it's kind of Small Town Murder, adjacent, I would say. Yeah. The story of Donnie Moore, a pitcher that had a terrible, just a one bad pitch in a very important game, and his life just went completely downhill from there and ended in a very horrible, tragic, violent way. So we'll talk all about that. And then for Small Town Murder, we're going to talk about the Menendez brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not so much the case, because, we'll go over the case quickly, but the weird things about it. I listened to Eric's entire unauthorized diary, or Lyle's unauthorized diary. So there's a bunch of really wild stuff in there we'll talk about. Fun stuff. That's patreon.com/crime and sports. So let's get right into this, everybody. I think it's time. Yeah. It's time to clear the lungs. What do you say, everyone? Sit back and let's all shout, Shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, Jimmy. What do you say? Everybody, let's go on a trip, shall we?
All right.
All right. Yeah. We are going all the way to Canada this week.
Get your passport, man.
Let's do it. Get it ready and get ready to stop at that border. We are going to Airdrie, Alberta, Canada.
Airdrie.
Airdrie. A-A-R, like...
Double A?
No, A-I-R, I'm sorry. A-I-R, Air, D-R-I-E, Airdrie. Is how that works. So, yes, going to Airdrie, very exciting. Alberta is, if you don't know where Canadian provinces are, out west, north of like that eastern Washington, Idaho Panhandle, Montana border there. That's where that all kind of covers. Okay. So you can figure out how that goes. Southern Alberta, this is. It's about 30 minutes outside of Calgary. So, a pretty you can get to a city right there. About 32 hours of driving to get to our last Canada episode, which was in Caledon, Ontario. It's a 32-hour drive, and the fastest route goes through the U.S., too, so you can't even stay in the country. It's a mess.
That's a fascinating bit about that country.
It is
like
long.
With America, like there are places that are north of places, and you can, you can skip to another state right there. Canada, you can't do that.
They're all side by side.
Yeah, it's side by each, all the way from sea to shining sea, from sea to frozen sea.
Frozen lakes to frozen seas. So this, our last, the Ontario episode we did last was Hunting the Home Hermit. That was a wild one too. I remember that. Population at the time this happened, which was actually not too long ago, is 68,091. It is growing rapidly at this point.
Really?
For summer. It's a suburb of Calgary, and it is just really growing extremely rapidly. Median household income here is $110,000 Canadian, which is $79,742 in money that doesn't have hockey pucks or beavers on it. So that's good. And then $400,000 is the median home value here, which is $289,969 in non English province script. So that's how that works. Now,
in currency that looks real.
A little bit of history of this town. It was first established as a railway spot. So it's one of those things. It's just they needed to stop in the 32-hour ride from Ontario.
It's a long ride, man.
And during the construction of the Calgary and Edmonton Railway, it was named for Airdrie, Scotland. So there we go, another name after something else. It originated just as a stopping point for steam trains, and only railway buildings existed in 1901 when the first farmhouse barn was built. So it was just railroads, and then people started coming here based on that. Then they got a post office and a store, and by 1909 the place is incorporated, and is it off on its way. Now, a couple of reviews of this town. Hard to find Canadian city reviews, so I had to kind of fill it in. Yeah, I found a real estate website that had how do you like living here? Yeah. So most of them were about real estate, though. Like, if the price doesn't come down 4% on it was like shit like that. Like the APR, there was a lot of weird stuff going on that I didn't understand. So I found one here that says it's pretty perfect, 5 stars. Downtown Airdrie is the heart of the city and known for its range of shops, restaurants, and other amenities.
Oh.
Sounds like it was written by AI, doesn't it?
Right.
Downtown is the heart of the city, known for its shops, restaurants, and amenities. It's a popular place to live for people who want to be close to the action and enjoy a lively and vibrant community. That was absolutely AI that wrote that. I feel like that can't be real.
No, it's not from a person.
So then I found on Reddit, there's a whole thing here about, quote, why does everyone seem to hate Airdrie? And then there's some answers to that. I don't know why.
Really?
This is the vibe I'm getting. It's just very cookie cutter. It was made as a suburb. So it's one of these, there's neighborhoods that are made. Everybody calls it
Stepford Wives kind of place.
The word cookie cutter comes up a lot in this. Yeah, someone says, I don't hate it. Just seems like a cookie cutter bedroom community to me.
Okay.
And this one person says, exactly. And it has no downtown. It's a city of like 70,000 people, and its downtown is a mall. In many ways, this isn't its fault. Up past the 50s, Airdrie was just a whistle-stop village similar to Cochrane and Okotoks. But Cochrane and Okotoks grew into bedroom communities of Calgary. They retained bits of their original historical Main Street area, whereas Airdrie bulldozed it all. So
there's no charm. It's just it's a facade. Yeah.
It's a mall. It's like an American suburb. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like every American. Sounds like Glendale, Arizona.
Yeah,
you know what I
all
mean?
the landscape is manufactured.
Surprise, fake lake.
It's just bullshit. Yeah,
yeah. There's our fake horseshit lake that we built our neighborhood around.
It has a liner under it.
Yeah, it's absolutely. The liner's ripped. The lake's leaking.
Yeah.
Oh no! The next one is growing up in Calgary. I always saw it as a soulless cookie cutter town built in a field for people who work in Calgary and want to save a few dollars. A suburb.
God damn it, I love the word soulless.
Soulless. It's soulless. I'm surprised.
It says so much, yeah.
As we know from Canadians, they say things are a joke a lot, as we found out in Your Stupid Opinions. And then Canadian listeners backed it up. They were like, you know what? I never realized it, but we do say that all the time. It's like, wow, that's so weird.
I just used it for the first time in my life, and it feels really good to say that to someone who it's their this is a fucking joke, and walk away from them.
They seem to be happy up there, so maybe they're onto something. They seem pretty happy, right?
Yeah, I like them.
Things to do up here. All right, the Airdrie Festival of Lights. This is for the holiday season. Go with the glow, it says in all capital letters for some reason. Located in the Nose Creek Park, the Festival of Lights is a beautiful outdoor walk-through lights experience. They just put lights up. It's like zoo lights in Phoenix at the zoo. But there's also like a lion there. Here it's just lights. There's no lion.
Glendale Glitter, that shit in downtown Glendale is pretty cool. Where they light up fucking everything.
You sit in traffic for 2 hours and look at fucking lights. That's a really fun one. Yeah, I love that.
Or you can fight 2 hours to find a fucking parking space too.
That's bad too. It's with about $1 million worth of displays and other special features. That seems like a lot.
Christ.
We have miniature trains, which $2 a ride on those, which can carry the whole family around our preset paths, as well as open bonfires where you can savor that cup of hot chocolate or apple cider. So
I better breathalyze whoever's driving that.
Jesus Christ. Nah, it's Canada. You just through Calgary, Edmonton. Calgary, Alberta. It's Alberta.
Has a nip in his jacket.
Yeah, I think it's cold up there. I think that
it is. Yeah.
If the cop pulls you over, they'll say, "You got any brandy on you or something to keep you warm?" Okay, good.
We're worried about you.
Take a hit of that and then keep on going. I feel like it's cold. You're gonna need that. So they say we've even got the kids covered with our unique kids-only shopping experience, also located within Santa's gift shop. No adults allowed.
I don't like that.
Our elves will help your little ones. Listen, I don't know who you got as an elf.
Keep your fucking elves away from my kid.
Keep your elves arm's distance from my goddamn kid. I'm not sending my kid into a goddamn tent with shit in it going, no, we'll take care of him. That's fine. No.
I'm sending them with a blade.
Is it children working in the place? If there's adults in there, then I can come too. We'll put it that way.
If there's adults and I'm not allowed in, my kid's not allowed in.
Nope, not happening. So there you go. There's all of that. That said, let's talk about some murder here.
Yeah.
Oof, is this a crazy one? Okay, let's get it going. Canada, when you come to the table, you really you bring the thunder with you. I'll tell you that much. We had the guy
you set the table real nice.
Yeah, you had the guy carving the guy up on the bus in front of everybody, like putting organs up against the window to show him. You had the hermit guy last time who lived in the woods. Now you have this, and this is wild. Okay. Let's start here with a couple of people, Alvin and Kathy Lickness, okay? Liknes. So, or Lickness. Alvin and Kathy here.
Yeah.
Alvin's born in 1948, Kathy born in 1961. Okay. They're married. This is a second marriage for both of them as well. Together they have 5 kids, and I'm not sure, not together, but I mean amongst. If you add everybody up, there's 5 kids. He's got a couple from previous marriages.
He's made some. She's made some. Yeah.
Yep. They're all adults now. They have all adult kids, so no kids living in the house. Now, back in 2007, let's start there. In 2007, Alan was dabbling in the junior oil and gas exploration industry, as one does.
What the fuck does that mean?
As we've done many times, Jimmy. That's what we're doing here. We make podcasts, we're comedians, and then we dabble in the junior oil and gas exploration industry on the side just to fuck around.
Is there a boutique market for gas and oil?
It's like day trading. You know what I mean? It's the same type of deal, except you just do this. Well, I guess Alvin hired a guy here we'll talk about to work on a pump. He's trying to get a pump going. He wants to get a patent for this pump that can separate oil from water, which would be handy, it seems like.
Fantastic, yeah.
You know, that would be great. So he hires this guy named Douglas Garland. Douglas Garland, born in 1959. Douglas is an interesting fella here.
Really?
Yes, a very, very interesting guy here. I guess he's got a bunch of brothers and sisters we'll talk about, especially though we're going to concentrate on his sister Patty because there's a connection here. His sister Patty is also married to Alvin's son. So that's how he comes in. Alvin's son is married to Douglas Garland's sister Patty. Okay. So that's how that works. Now, Douglas, though, very, very strange guy here. So we'll talk about all of this. Garland here, he got into the University of Alberta Medical School in the mid-'80s when he was younger, but he didn't even make it a year because he left after a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, medical school, a lot of pressure, and it's a lot going on there. So, but he was also, he said it was a mental breakdown, but the mental breakdown came because he was caught for cheating, and this was right after he'd been voted class president.
Oh, shit.
So that's the kind of, he went from being, I'm the class president at medical school to exposed. I'm a cheating, exposed, whatever the fuck, and he lost his shit and just, and quit the school and everything else. So
yeah, that's got to feel shitty.
Yeah, he was ruined. I mean, he's ruined at that school. It's over. So he's going to have all sorts of problems after that here. So in 1992, he's 33, and here, we'll talk about this. He's arrested on weapons charges 3 times between 1988 and 1992. So
4 years, 3 times.
Bunch of weapons charges. All the times, though, the charges were dismissed or withdrawn, they say in Canada. So decided not to prosecute. Then in 1992, he's 33 years old, and he lives on a farm with his parents in Airdrie. Okay. And he is charged with running a meth lab out of his parents' farm.
Early adopter of the meth, huh?
Yeah, he was into it quick, yeah. He got right on board of that train. He's like...
Good for him.
he was like an Apple investor in 1977. Like he was really...
Ground floor of meth.
Yeah, he was really on the ground floor. Yeah. They discovered a meth lab hidden underneath a shed or inside a shed on the property. So he just ran a meth lab out of one of the outbuildings. That's all. They found no finished meth. No finished product, but it contained large quantities of all the chemicals you need to make meth. He just had he had like a meth still, that's what you call it, right? A meth still.
Yeah. I imagine so. They got it before he preheated the oven. That's all.
That's it. That's all it was. He was just getting his ingredient. He just broke a couple eggs in a bowl and was about to add the cake mix, and the cops busted through the door. He had no finished cakes, though. It was a bakery at 4 a.m. is what they found.
Just lining up the beakers. That's all.
That's all it is. So he gets arrested. He does get out on bail. Now, when he gets out on bail, he flees the area and heads to British Columbia. So the far west coast.
He didn't face the charges. He just dipped.
Oh, he took off as soon as he got bailed out. Okay. Yeah, he takes off and stays on the lam for 7 years.
That's ballsy.
That's wild. Well, the way he did it was he stole an identity. And he's a smart guy. That's the thing. Smart guy on the run at stuff. There was a guy, he's living under the name of Matthew Kemper Hartley. And this is an identity he stole from an Alberta teenager who died in a car crash in 1980.
Yeah, Finkel is Einhorn.
That's what you do. It's exactly what it is. And if you've seen, I've read books about people who are like con artists and stuff, and the way back then it was very easy to steal an identity.
You just went to the graveyard, right?
Well, you'd find babies that have, you'd do it that way. You'd find babies that died that have their birth, and you'd take theirs.
Yeah, because that's a social security number.
You look for somebody about the same age as you. And this kid, teenager in 1980, would have been about the same age as him. You can't have an identity of someone that's 20 years younger than you or older than you. It doesn't work. But
you can't have the identity of a baby.
Yeah, but a baby that died around the time you were born.
Years ago, yeah.
So that's how it works. So he stole that. This teenager, Hartley, was driving a car near his family's ranch in Cardston, which is about 3.5 hours south of Calgary, when he hit a pickup truck. And his little sister, Jill, who was 12, was also killed in the accident.
Jesus Christ.
So, that family, Jesus, talk about devastating. They lost 2 kids in one swipe there. Yeah. So he even collected unemployment benefits under this kid's name. That's
Jesus Christ.
That is fucking ballsy, man. Imagine that. You're using a false identity on the run from meth lab charges, and you're like, you know what? They owe me a couple of bucks. Are you kidding me? Be happy you're not in prison and figure it out. What is wrong with you?
Taxpayers still going to pay for me.
Yeah, I feel like in one way or another, this is going to happen. So that is crazy. So he does this. In 1999, a tip from somebody contacts police after seeing his picture on a most wanted list online and said, I know that guy. Holy shit. Yeah. That's not who he says he is. So when he was finally caught, he was living in the Lower Mainland in BC, working as, and this is fucking rich, a chemical mixer for the BC Institute of Technology.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
he's doing that and drawing unemployment.
That was before that. He was drawing unemployment, and then he did that, which I'm like, wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's definitely rich.
Chemical guy who's on the run from meth lab shit.
Meth lab. When they found him, they contacted Matthew Hartley's family.
Oh, shit.
His mother, who was in a nursing home at that point.
Oh, no.
And the family didn't know who the fuck he was at all. It's not like he was like, he just picked the guy because the birthdays matched up, the ages matched up. Yeah. And she said that this woman just said she didn't want to talk about her dead son anymore. She said there'd be no point at all. She was just, seems like a sad lady who's now in a nursing home and all her kids are dead.
No kidding.
That's poor lady. I feel terrible for her. So what a strange thing. Then once he gets caught, this is even weirder. All right. Yeah. This is the type of cat we're working with here with Douglas. He fought the federal government in court over employment insurance benefits. After he was arrested again, okay? He had collected employment insurance benefits after being fired from Can Test Limited, a Vancouver laboratory firm where he worked from 92 to 97. The government later ruled his earnings weren't insurable because he was working under a false identity.
Right.
After he got caught. He appealed that decision and said,
I still worked.
No matter what name I did it under, I worked. Exactly.
Yeah.
Even though I was a complete fraud and probably were using your facilities to make meth at night. At the same time,
And on the run.
I was there. Also, I'm on the lam. I'm not who I say. All of these things. It doesn't matter. So he appealed the decision to the Tax Court of Canada, represented himself at the trial, and won. And beat the government. Somehow.
Canada, get it together.
Representing himself in a trial where they're literally completely fraudulent everything. That is impressive, okay?
And they're still
this
like,
guy's a
yeah,
lunatic.
he's got a point.
That's what I mean. He's a nut. So,
wow.
The justice ruled that although he had concealed his identity, he performed legitimate work, and the deceit should not negate his ability to collect benefits. That is bonkers.
Very impressive.
That is fucking amazing. So back to Garland and all this stuff. Now, Garland, like I said, his sister is married to Alvin, who is Alan's son. Or,
Okay,
I'm sorry,
so-
Alan's son, Alvin's son, Alan.
Son
This
Alan.
is married
And-
to Patty.
Is Patty much younger than Douglas? Because Douglas is older than Alvin, isn't he?
Yeah, no, Douglas is younger than Douglas is 11 years younger.
Oh,
than
you're
Alan.
right. 49. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
So
Yeah.
59 and 48, I think those two
Got
are.
it.
So they, I guess, he was close. They all knew each other. This is what's interesting here. Then there's Kathy has a daughter named Jen O'Brien, and they have 3 sons: Luke, Nathan, and Max. And but Garland, though, is described as it seems like a guy who could go in and represent himself and beat the government and all this and go on the run. Seems like he's capable of things. You know what I mean?
I would say so, yeah.
He's obviously full of shit, so he should be able to get a woman. He should be able to do things like that. Patty said, though, he's a loner, has no friends or romantic relationships his whole adult life, pretty much.
Sometimes it be's like that, man.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know what I
It's
mean? Like
just-
geniuses sometimes just they don't be around other people.
Well, the also too, we don't know where he is, where he might fall on any kind of spectrum. We don't know any of this stuff. If he's into science and he's a
We also don't know
chemical
what
guy.
fucking kinks he's into.
We don't know that. We don't know if he's. There's a lot of possible things here.
Sure.
So back to the patent on the pump here in 2007. Alvin filed a patent on it, and the pump never made any money. It never wasn't the game changer that he would hoped it would be. Yeah. But Douglas Garland felt cheated anyway because his name didn't get put on the patent. Okay. So he felt, this guy fucked me over. I worked with him. I helped him develop this, and then he put his own name on the patent and left me off of it. So,
yeah, because what if in the future it makes money?
Exactly. So out of the next 7 years, he is just seething. Stewing over it. Everything he won't shut up about it. His sister Patty says he constantly talks about this patent. And Patty's like, dude, it didn't even make any money. It's not like, oh yeah, it went on to be this big thing and he's sitting on an island somewhere and you're fucked. Like, he didn't get shit off of it either. Who cares? Let it go. And Douglas can't let it go.
Wow.
He just can't let it go for some reason. So I don't know why. But he just seethes and seethes. So 2014, Alvin and Kathy, they're doing their own thing, though. They're planning on they sold their house, okay? And they're going to, it's a bigger house for kids and stuff like that. They're going to do something else
Downsize?
here. Yeah, so they have a big estate sale in 2014 from Friday, June 27th to Sunday, June 29th to get rid of as much as possible before they get out of here. They got a new home in Edmonton, and they're going to split time between there and a condo they have in Mexico.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as that first snowflake comes, they're in a condo in Mexico, and then they're coming back.
We're on Air Canada.
Yeah.
Bound for south.
Alvin's 66, so he's ready to slow down and chill out. And then, she's like, I'll hang out in Mexico half the year, so why not?
Yeah.
They're hanging out. So they do that. They have that estate sale. It's a 3-day weekend estate sale from June 27th to June 29th. Sunday, June 29th, 2014, that night, after a long weekend of an estate sale and all this type of thing. And, the house it's sold, so it's, they're moving out. So their daughter, Jen, comes over here. Jen comes, and this is Kathy's daughter, Jen. Mm-hmm. She comes over with her 5-year-old son, Nathan, and a baby Max with her. She decided, I'll spend the night while I'm here. Why not? Okay. I guess this happens sometimes. She's going to spend the night. But the baby is having a hard time falling asleep. I don't know if it's the bed. Babies have a very specific situation.
Oh, boy.
So about 10:45, she gives up, Jen. Okay. and just goes home and leaves, takes the baby with her home because he's fussy, but Nathan's sleeping already, so leaves Nathan in bed with Kathy. Kathy's and Nathan are in bed together, and she'll just come back and get him in the morning. He's already asleep. So there you go. Now, sometime in the middle of the night, somebody came to the house.
Yeah.
An intruder comes in, disables the lock in their house.
Oh.
Not like picks it, not breaks it, doesn't break
Drills
it, doesn't break it, doesn't use a key, but does some weird shit to it here.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely, these people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. But why don't you focus also, you look at like green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well.
Right.
And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Breaks in the house. He also, whoever breaks in, disables the internet router as well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, which is interesting. He then, from what the evidence looks like, there is blood all around. So blood and bloody drag marks and things like that. There must have been some kind of violence of some amount. And then by the time 10 a.m. the next morning comes, Jen comes back to get Nathan, and no one's home.
Huh.
So she carries Max. She walks in, and she sees there's blood stains all over the place.
Oh boy!
She sees the master bedroom where Alvin was sleeping, and the bedroom where Kathy was sleeping with Nathan, which is down the steps to the kitchen. She sees blood everywhere on the walls, all over the place. There's one blood stain on a closet door that looks like it is smeared by a smaller hand.
Oh,
so this is getting very scary, obviously, for Jen. So she calls her husband immediately, and she says, "My family's been murdered, and he's taken the bodies." That's what she says, and screams into the phone, which, wow.
What?
That's some kind of way to, holy shit.
Nothing's there?
No one's there. No one's there.
Oh, my God.
That's the thing. She comes in, the house is empty, but there's blood everywhere. So she calls the police. She hangs up with her husband, calls the police, and they didn't know what to do. They didn't know if they've obviously there's some violence, but by the amount of blood places, they think that they were taken alive out of here.
Oh,
doesn't look
not
like
that much. There's a lot, but not.
It's
unlivable.
A bleeding process. There's no bleed out areas.
Okay.
There's a lot of blood, but no bleed out areas and continuous bleeding. So that makes them think that there's blood pumping based on that kind of shit. So that's what's going on here. Obviously, it's a mess, and it's a huge mystery. they've disappeared into just a bloody. How'd you like to be the people who just bought that house?
Yeah.
Great. Oh,
they're not
what
gonna
happened
clean this
now?
up. Yeah.
They're like, when do we get the keys? And then they get a call that, hold on a minute here.
Now, shit.
I mean, shit, you can do whatever you want. So they also said that they were hoping, as they searched the house, investigators, they were hoping that Nathan was somewhere in the house, that he ran and hid or something, because you find that a lot in situations like this. A kid will go run and hide and they won't be found. So, but they search everywhere. Nathan, not found anywhere.
He's not there.
No. So they issue an Amber Alert.
Oh, yeah.
And a massive search for these people it's there's a 5-year-old involved here. So
right. That's got to be the worst thing you could do in terms of abducting a family is bring the kid, too. Cause,
everybody.
I mean, you take 2 35-year-olds, there's no Amber Alert.
No, it's just that these people are missing. They could just be gone. They might have killed each other. It might be a sexual thing. We have no goddamn idea. 5-year-old,
it's
nefarious.
You take a 7-year-old and everybody's phone pings.
No, we all know that. We're all looking at the signs above the freeway at that point. So. The police then start collecting DNA from the homes and from their home, Alvin and Kathy's home, and from Jen's home as well, to have things to compare to. And they said they want to interview a shitload of people as well. They have a huge list of people, but that they don't know what to do. So by July 1st, which is the day after the bodies are found, or not bodies are found, but the house is found empty.
Yeah, the scene is found.
The scene is found. The police say to the press that they have a huge mystery on their hands. They said that the evidence shows that the 3 family members were taken against their will. Mm-hmm. The police ask anyone who attended the estate sale to contact them because they're going to find their DNA somewhere, their fingerprints. They want to clear these people.
Yeah. That's a lot of people you got.
That's the thing. Hundreds of people have come to this. It's a 3-day. It happened for 3 days. So as they search the home for forensic evidence, they find a tooth that they believe could have belonged to Alvin, which is a bad sign. DNA analysis of blood found in the home including on a set of 45-pound dumbbells in the garage. Oosh, that's not good. Revealed that it matched all 3 of them.
Oh, no.
So there's blood from everybody on these dumbbells, which is a bad sign. That's what was used to bludgeon them, they believe, obviously. Police were contacted on July 3rd by Cenovus Energy, which is a company that Nathan's father, Rod, works for.
Okay.
And they offer to finance a ransom if anybody comes out and says they want a ransom. They say, we'll put the fucking money up if that's the case, if they've been kidnapped for ransom. So they said had a ransom demand had been made, the Calgary police would have had a whole different unit come in, because then it would have been a hostage negotiator unit and all that sort of thing. So it would have changed everything. So they took swabs from everywhere, and they're waiting for everything. They said at the crime lab, the employees there had the door open when investigators arrived, and they were going straight into the lab with these exhibits. This was like priority 1, grease the fucking tracks, all hands on deck. So they do all of this here. They have an actual suspect list here. They have a few people. They talk about it. Now these are all the agencies, by the way: the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the Canada Border Service Agency, Passport Canada, Canadian Air Transport Security Authority, U.S. Homeland Security, and Mexican government officials are all involved in this.
Wow! Oh, because they've got property in Mexico.
They've got property, and you never know, because they need to search their home in Mexico to see if there's any clues to anything down there too. Wow. So by the end of the first day, they had a list of 6 persons of interest that they were really curious about. One was, and this is always the star of the show, was a local sex offender. If you've ever been a sex offender, whenever anything happens within 3 miles of you, you're the first person they talk to. Let's talk to you. You like to take your dick out when you're not supposed to, right? Come on.
And you'd think that would be enough to make people be like,
nope.
Maybe I should ask for consent.
Nope, not even. It's going to be, you're the first person. I'd love to know, sex offenders, if you're listening. Hope not, but if you happen to be listening, how How often have you? Yeah, first of all, you don't get this. Not small town murder approved behavior. But before you turn it off and unfollow us on everything, please let us know how many times you've been questioned about local crimes that have happened that you had nothing to do with. Out of curiosity, I want to know. Like, what's the average amount?
I hope that even at Halloween when pumpkins are being smashed, they come to your door.
That's
first.
What I mean. Everything. It's anything.
This could have been fucked apart. We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah, look at it. That's not where that eye hole was. It was smaller. We know that. So the local sex offender, also a man who had shot Alvin's daughter a few years before.
Let's actually arrest that person.
Definitely. He's already out of jail.
Oh my God.
She didn't kill her. So
okay.
A former house guest that they used to have, two disgruntled former employees of Alvin, and Douglas Garland.
Okay.
Fucking
because he's got the beef about the patent. Yeah,
and he's told everyone he's ever talked to for the last 7 years about it. That these people are
told the cops in the interview
scumbags, and he hates them, and they deserve to fucking all this shit. So, July 2nd. By then, it is like a national story. Everybody's talking about it. Jen gives a heartfelt plea to the press and says, Nathan, I need you to hear my voice right now, and I need you to know that Mommy and Daddy love you more than anything in this world. We know you're our superhero, and I just need you to stay strong, and we are going to see you. Horrible. Heartbreaking. Yeah. So July 3rd, about 75 people who attended the estate sale all stopped by at a community hall meeting to talk to police about the sale. They just have everyone show up at once. We're going to do a big, like a cattle call, basically.
Yeah.
So they want to determine what items were purchased during the sale compared to what items remained in the home, because they don't know what was stolen because they just sold tons of their shit, which is
we don't know what belongs here.
The fact that 100 people have been in the house over the weekend and the fact that a bunch of their shit's been sold just really fucks the whole investigation up.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of spots where dust collected and something used to be right there.
Yeah, and you can't take the daughter into the house and go, what's missing? She's like, tons of shit. I don't know what was stolen, what was sold, what was what. Who knows?
3 days worth of sold shit. I have no idea.
So the investigation, they collect hundreds of tips from the public. They get also dozens of videos from nearby homes and businesses, Ring doorbells and Simply Safe stuff, and the different, closed circuit surveillance systems from businesses. So they do all of this. In the first 2 weeks, they get 1,300 tips from the public as well.
Oh, my.
Which is a lot to sift through. It's a lot. So because of the volume of it, the updates attached to the original case number caused the police department's computer system to crash.
Wow.
And they had to assign a second case number to it to hold all the info.
Holy shit.
So among them was a couple of them that they said the family had been spotted in Hinton, Alberta, a town, which was checked out, and that never worked out here. DNA they found, they said it was all fast-tracked for analysis, everything. Sure. On July 4th, which doesn't have a lot of probably not a lot going on up there in Canada. Yeah, there's just
probably just a normal day.
July 4th, anyway. The police announced that they were looking for the driver of a late 80s, early 90s green F-150 Ford pickup truck in good condition. Okay, so a 25-year-old pickup truck that's still holding together well. It had been spotted driving around the area several times on the night of the disappearance.
Oh.
Video surveillance also captured images of a man skulking around the outside of their home, Alvin and Kathy's home, in the early hours of June 30th, which is when this happened. Oh. Yeah. The truck was later seen heading north along the McLeod Trail in the direction of Airdrie with a white object in the truck box.
Oh.
Okay. Patty Garland, Douglas's sister, said that she'd seen that F-150 before. She said it looks just like the one that's always parked outside my parents' house, which is where my brother lives.
Douglas's truck.
So Patty said that she had her son take pictures of the pickup and then forward them to the Calgary police.
Patty, look at you.
To see if that was it. Yeah. So July 5th, 2014, dozens of cops come to the house, and it is just search is on. They search the acreage. They search everything everywhere all around. They do end up finding a green truck based on the Patty's stuff there. So they're going to bring Douglas in for questioning.
Okay.
Now, a neighbor of the Garland family describes Douglas as a recluse who hardly ever is seen around town. She said, quote, he's lived there 40 years and I've only met him twice. Oh. He didn't come up and shake your hand. I don't know anyone in Airdrie who had anything to do with him. So, yeah, they did say that Garland's parents are friendly people who would describe their son as a real brainiac, but they were concerned about his well-being, because he's being investigated now. So, yeah, he's in there. They take him in, and they had crossed off the sex offender, the guy who shot the daughter, none of those people worked out. They're all alibied up and everything. So it's just Garland left from their original list here. So they, like I said, they're still searching, and they're looking. They have canines. They're searching everywhere. They're searching also on the Garland property, on the farm there. The search on the farm is restricted to areas of the property where the victims might be hidden. It's they don't have a search warrant, but they can look for, if they think people might be in danger there, they can look for them. So that's what they're doing. Anything more extensive, if they want to go into buildings and really look inside things, got to have a warrant. So the initial search turns up a little bit something suspicious: a duffel bag containing a set of handcuffs, a large knife, and a billy club.
Why have those together?
The Bundy kit is like, what the hell kind of, who keeps that together? If you have duct tape in there, you're really making something out of it, too. The police called it his capture kit.
Oh, okay.
Hit you and hold a knife to your throat and fucking cuff you up. When they arrived at the farm, a burn barrel was still smoldering.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like that at all.
No. One of the detectives said, myself, in my heart, I had moved past the idea that we were looking for live bodies on the farm.
Wow.
We're looking for pieces of people here. So they comb the property here. Garland is formally arrested, but not for this.
Oh?
Okay. He's arrested for they found more documents in the name of Matthew Kemper Hartley.
Still doing it?
He's still doing that name. So they arrest him for identity theft again, identity fraud or whatever it is. So by July 7th, they're really honing in on this property, in his property, the Airdrie property here. Garland is trying to get out of jail on his identity theft charges. They said they have more. The police say to the media they have more questions than answers about the case, and they said the search will continue until no stone has been left unturned. So they search a landfill on July 9th. Jesus. July 10th, they continue to search the farm in Airdrie, the meth farm.
It's been a week and a half.
They got to comb through everything. It's a farm, so there's tons of stuff here. In the evening, that evening, hundreds of people attend a vigil for the family as well. The community reaction, they're all freaked out. They're freaked the fuck out. Everybody is. They say they think the police are doing a good job because there's a lot of them doing stuff, but they're having a hard time. It's a nice neighborhood, and this doesn't make any sense. So the bail, Garland is released on $750 bail on July 11th.
Yeah.
He's instructed that he is not to return to his property there where his parents have. He's not allowed to go there because it's being searched.
Yeah.
He has to stay at a local motel or a shelter or somewhere, but you can't stay here. Stay where you want, but you ain't staying here.
We don't care where.
Yep. So July 12th, they search finally Alvin and Kathy's home the last time, and they're going to give turn the home back over to family here. July 3rd, the new owners, I guess. Here you go.
Yeah.
You're going to need a paint job in there.
Congratulations on your brand new crime scene.
That's great. Isn't it wonderful? Yeah, there's all sorts of people who are going to come stare at it. They're going to...
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Look at the little handprints in blood.
Isn't that nice? Jesus Christ. So July 13th, 2014, here, Garland makes his way back to the home that he's not supposed to go to. Yeah. He goes to his house, the farm that they're still searching. He's unaware, though, that he's being watched the whole time by Calgary police. They've never let him out of their sight the whole time since he's been out. I mean,
all right.
They're not going to. So he is tracked finally and arrested as he crawls through a thick wall of trees and undergrowth while a police helicopter circles overhead at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Why would he even do that?
He's trying to hide from them.
Yeah.
And they tracked him down in the undergrowth over here. So
he had no idea they were watching him? Idiot.
Nope. Didn't think they were. So he's arrested. Now he's going to be charged with triple murder.
Oh?
They said they're going to charge him with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of second-degree murder. So they said that the bodies have not been found, but they're pretty sure that
Pretty sure he did it.
Yeah. This Amber Alert, by the way, was the longest in Canadian history. It was finally called off when they arrested him. So
11 days? Fuck.
Yeah, that's the detective said, even as the days went by, there's always a hope, there's always a glimmer of hope. And unfortunately, with the laying of these charges, we've taken that hope away from the family, so they're devastated. Yeah, I would say. The lead detective here said, quote, I can't remember going home from June 30th to July 14th. Basically, they just worked round the clock on this.
24 hours for 2 weeks.
He said that 2 weeks of my life were one long day. They would just, take a couple hours nap on a couch in the office and get right back to work. That's all they had to do here. So they said they worked round the clock, and they said it wasn't just him, it was everybody. It was a huge, massive thing here. One lady who's a neighbor said, I wanted to believe that they had just skipped town. I wanted to believe anything but this. She said, I just wanted to believe that something like this couldn't happen to good people in a good neighborhood. That's small town murder in a nutshell there. So, yep. When they really search his house, they don't find the bodies, but they find things that add up to it. Okay, here's a list of shit at Garland's house. Number 1, he's obsessed with them. Really? Alvin and Kathy, obsessed with them, and we'll find out exactly why. He doesn't just want to kill them. He's got plans for them.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Here's what they found. Okay. A burn barrel still smoldering. They extinguished the fire and sifted through the debris. They found bits of bone, a tooth, a pair of glasses. They said that it took 550 police man-hours over the course of 10 months to sift through 120 gallons of ash found on the farm.
Oh, dear Jesus.
Eventually, they found 17 teeth fragments, bits of bone, a button, jewelry, and a piece of shackle.
He left it on him.
He wanted to torture these people, and
What the fuck?
We'll find out about his little weird fantasies here. They found a shoebox that matched bloodstained footprints inside the home, the crime scene. They found Tyvek full body suits, the kind worn by forensic investigators at crime scenes.
Ghillie suits.
You might want to put that on before you go
bunny
kidnap
suits,
people.
yeah.
As well as rubber gloves, chemical gloves, and a rain suit as well.
Oh, Jesus.
They found size 13 women's shoes, 2 blonde wigs. So I don't know if he was like a Jerry Brudos type.
Dressing like women,
or
to,
if he was doing it to disguise himself.
Yeah.
A straight
size
jacket.
13. That's a big ass shoe.
That's fucking. I wear 13s. That's a big. You put a heel on me. That's a big fucking heel.
That's a fucking boat.
That's a boat heel. 2 blonde wigs, a straight jacket, and about 50 adult diapers that were stolen from a local hospital.
Well, he's gonna fucking wow.
He went to a hospital and stole adult diapers.
And was willing to sit there in his own piss and shit until he caught him.
Yeah, like that crazy astronaut.
Yeah.
Same shit. But this guy's way sicker, I think. So
yeah.
They also found gun parts, silencers, and ammunition, a charred circuit board to a set of car keys matching the Toyota that Alvin and Kathy had, lock-picking tools. See what I mean? Yeah. Lock-picking tools, locks, padlocks, and blank keys, a half-empty bottle of chloroform, and a bottle of insulin, which is a decent way to kill people is with insulin. They also found a bottle of Arnase, a chemical that can cause DNA breakdown. Spray that on anything he might have had. Blood-clotting powder, 2 empty 50-liter canisters of liquid nitrogen.
Blood clotting powder, like he wanted to seal their wounds or his own in case he hurt himself.
Who knows?
What the fuck, man?
Liquid nitrogen. About a dozen handcuffs, including at least one described as, quote, child-sized.
What a dick.
Leather restraint straps and 2 whips. That could have been for other purposes.
Yeah,
we don't
for
know.
anything. Yeah.
Several knives, 2 meat hooks, and a large hacksaw.
What a psycho.
One of the meat hooks contained DNA from Kathy, DNA from Alvin, and Nathan were found on the hacksaw. So, meat hook Kathy, Alvin, and Nathan hacksaw. Other bits of charred flesh were found around the burn barrels with help from a cadaver-sniffing police dog named Sully. Good job, Sully.
Attaboy.
Attaboy. Good boy, Sully. The book, they found the book, quote, Be Your Own Undertaker, How to Dispose of a Dead Body and Silent Death. How is that a book, by the way?
Why is
like with a cover that's not like on deep in the internet. That's a book that was published and someone printed it and sold it.
Picked up from Barnes & Noble. I'm all for free speech, but let's not fucking write that.
What purpose that's in any way not detrimental to society can Be Your Own Undertaker have? There's no, I just do that as a hobby. This is about humans. It's not Be Your Own Taxidermist.
Right.
That would be fine. You could do that. It's weird, but go ahead.
Dispose of a body. Why would you, as a
death.
normal person, why would you fucking write that, jerk off?
Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently wherever your problem areas are. Tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right. Let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going. Look good out there. And you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable. And you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, while still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmie's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah, they're terrific.
Come on, be like us. Be fashionable. Get in there with Quince. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about a very cool place, Thrive Market. Yes, we are both looking to get into the healthy swing this year. The problem is I don't know what's in everything, and I don't know if even I'm qualified to even read the labels to know if that's good or that's bad. Right. There's chemicals in things, and there's things floating around. I don't know what I'm doing out there. One of my favorite features, and I know you were talking to me about this, is the Healthy Swap Scanner in the Thrive Market app. Yeah, it's simple. You scan any item, and it'll instantly suggest a cleaner, healthier grocery alternative, which is
it's great.
Amazing. Yeah. That's great. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding these safe, healthy foods. For example, like I'm trying to get my protein intake up for energy. I'm always moving around. I need stuff, and I love that you can filter their site by the high protein options.
Nice.
It's very cool, and you can personalize this portion, and you can put filters on it. And get ready. You should be ready for a junk-free start to 2025. Get ready for it and head to thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/smalltownmurder, thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
So, also a hard drive hidden away in the joists of the basement. So, hidden. here. What was found on it was very disturbing. Here, a digital forensic examiner sifted through 112 gigabytes of information on the hard drive. So 112 gigs is a lot of info.
That's a big thumb drive.
And told jurors he found a number of documents about killing. He said some had kill or murder in the title. Well, if you look through my computer, you'd find way more than that. So way more than that.
Yeah, Shane's got some filthy-ass thumb drives.
Oh, so bad. These books include a book called How to Kill Without Joy, which is subtitled The Complete How to Kill Book.
How to be numb about
how to be
That's creepy.
A hitman. The Death Dealer's Manual, which you need to have here.
Yeah.
An autopsy manual. Lots of photos of men and women in adult diapers and sexual, like restrained adults in adult diapers.
Weird.
Which is double fetish. That's like I like restraints and bondage, but I also want shit in their pants at the same time, which I don't know how those
That's
Venn
almost like a baby
cross.
Fetish, too. There's several fetishes that you can
There's a
lay
bunch
down
of weird, weird stuff going on there. And also a lot of photos of Kathy. Oh, yeah. Also documents relating to Alvin's business and patents, including the one he took out on the pump field, the oil field pump. There was also a folder titled Gore, and it just contained 87 photos of dead and dismembered people and body parts. Okay. So they were able to search his Google history also. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Whew, okay. There were searches. They had details that he searched for about their estate sale, about personal information about Alvin and Kathy, searches regarding amputations and autopsies, quote, most painful human torture.
What the fuck?
Human dissection, bone grinder, blood removal solution.
What?
Were among other shit that you shouldn't be searching within days of people disappearing.
Yeah.
Also, information regarding the same kind of lock that Alvin and Kathy had on their home and how to disable it ahead of time.
Jesus Christ, man.
Also, they came across here at 9:23 a.m. on the morning of July 1st, a small, this is the killer here, a small airplane belonging to an aerial surveying company was flying over Airdrie, mapping the town and two other small areas. Just doing those things. Snapping photos every 3 seconds. Just click, click, click as they go, just automatically. It happened to snap the fucking headshot of a evidence piece here, which completely screws Douglas here. The photo showed the farm, the cars lined up with the truck, and 3 fucking dead bodies lying face down on the ground near the sheds on the south side of the main house.
Wow.
They took a fucking aerial picture of him before, as he was just going to dismember the bodies.
Unbelievable.
2 are clearly adults, naked except for some kind of white something wrapped around their waists.
Like
diaper.
An adult diaper?
Yes.
What the fuck?
One is believed to be about 6'2", the other 5'5". They also said that the bodies may have been decapitated.
Oh, my God.
And the third body is much smaller, as we know. Their one body, the small one, seems to be curled up on its side, and it's horrible. The plane's pilot testified that when he flew over the farm again 26 hours later, the photos he took then, which we have, showed the bodies weren't there anymore.
No more bodies.
No more bodies. So during the trial, Garland he pleads not guilty. He won't speak, and he just hunches over in his seat and looks like the type of creep who would be exactly guilty of this shit.
Super caught.
Super busted, and just, I mean, try not to look like the type of creep who would take a child and 2 adults and torture them and put diapers on them and shit and then cut them up on your farm. Just try. Just give it a fucking shot. But he doesn't.
Give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl here. So Alan testifies. He is Alvin's son, Kathy's stepson, and Doug's brother-in-law.
Okay, yeah.
He's the one married to Patty here. And, he's the sole member of the family that's, like, related to Douglas Garland in any way.
Right, at all.
Everybody else just kind of backs away from him a little bit. He does all of that. He says that he knows there's a lot of curiosity. He talks to the press, and he says, look, I get that am a center of a lot of curiosity here.
Yeah.
I'm like his son. I'm related to. It's super weird. I get it, but yeah, he tried to do that. They said that it comes to and as no surprise. This is from a newspaper article that Patty, who took down her family photo-filled Facebook page hours after her brother was first identified as a person of interest in the case.
Yeah.
You ruined my social media too, you asshole.
I had 800 friends, you dick.
Holy shit, ruined it. So relatives take the stand for the prosecution. They said that over the 2013 holidays, the Christmas before this happened, Doug was really acting weird. He told her that Alvin had stolen some of his property, so he was going to call the police. That's what they said. Patty said it had been so long. She was like, I don't know why he was still stewing over this years later. She said his inability to let it go drove a wedge between us, even me and my brother, because that's all he talked about. It was constant. So they said that for the next few months, whenever she went to her parents' house where he lived, she only would say hello to him and didn't want to really talk to him anymore. So it's, man, this poor lady has to feel like shit, too.
I can't imagine. This destroyed two families, yeah.
Yeah, everybody here. There's no good outcome for anybody here. I feel horrible for poor Rod and Jen. They lost their, parents, in-laws, and son. Like, that's brutal. So they basically paint a portrait. His parents testify. They paint a portrait of Doug that is a man who has no friends, no relationships, no romance, nothing like that, and didn't really talk to anybody about his private thoughts. No one knew what the hell he was thinking or doing ever.
Really?
He was just so his mom says, quote, well, he's my son. I love him and I've always loved him. I think he's an unhappy man.
I'd say so.
Yeah, his parents are Archie and Doreen, and they're 86 and 83 when they're testifying.
Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ. They said they went through his deal, saying that he broke down at the University of Alberta and all of that. They said the day after everybody went missing, too, Alvin, Kathy, and Nathan, Douglas missed his weekly appointment with a psychiatrist the next day.
Oh, wow.
So they said they saw him on the night of June 30th, and then they heard him in the shower on the morning of July 1st. And, so she said she would have known if Douglas had left the night of June 30th when the three went missing, and if he'd come back because her bedroom has a view of the driveway and road.
Yeah.
So, yeah. She said also she woke up one morning to discover a Good Samaritan had cleared her driveway after a heavy snowfall, and she said, we never heard a thing. So maybe he did come and go, is basically how it works.
Shit, no fucking idea there was a snowblower blowing out there? Jesus.
She's an 83-year-old woman who was like, I absolutely know everything that happens around my house. You nod off once in a while. Let's be honest.
You missed a snowblower. I mean,
yeah. The jurors are shown quite graphic photos from the hard drive there.
Jesus.
Disturbing shit that we just told you about. Graphic, all sorts of shit here. A lot of pictures of men and women in adult diapers bound with handcuffs and other restraints. That's what he's into. That's what he's into here. So they said the one guy who found all this, the police officer, said there were a number of documents about killing that I found on this hard drive. Kill or murder in the title, and then went on to name the folders. All sorts of pictures of dismembered, dead or dismembered individuals. Mm-hmm. They said the folder was accessed on July 1st, 2014 last. So after this happened, it was accessed. So they said there were pictures and videos of all of this, of that nature. These pictures would have been accessed in the month of June 2014. The other files included one called Patents, which contained 665 documents related to patents. Locksmith folder, which contained what was called quite a few documents pertaining to locksmithing and lockpicking, security system alarms, handcuffs, and tasers. A lot of those had to do with the Schlage BE365 lock, which is what Alan and Kathy had on their house. So they had all that kind of shit here. They also got to... in the closing arguments here, the defense said, quote, there's no evidence to link this together with him. Yeah. Just none. I don't know what you people are way off guard, way off line, out of range. Yes, he's a weirdo.
None of this weird shit matters?
I mean, yeah, he's got diapers and things and weird stuff like that, but I mean, we don't have evidence other than, their jewelry and bone fragments and flesh pieces. Who has evidence here? They
maybe
said
the last photo ever taken of them.
And a photo of them dead in his yard. There's no evidence. She said, this is her attorney, his attorney, Kim Ross, said, quote, "What happened on the farm, that does not prove to you that Douglas Garland caused the deaths of Alvin, Kathy, and Nathan. No, he just found the body somewhere and brought him to his house and put him in diapers and dismembered them."
Parsing words with, he was in possession of bodies, but doesn't mean he did it.
She said they cannot forensically or scientifically put Douglas Garland in their address. So you can't say that he came and took them because he wore fucking 3, DNA-proof suits over there. Right. You can't prove it. Well, we can infer it pretty well by the fact that they were fucking dead at his house. How'd he get them? You think they just showed up like that in diapers? Hey, we're all here in diapers like you asked. How's it going? So they said that the theory from the prosecution that that they were kidnapped from the residence and taken to the property and killed was just not supported by the evidence. She said, quote, "It's just not what happened."
Okay.
The prosecution said, he carried out a meticulously planned kidnapping of them and also added Nathan because he was there, because he found him there, killed him on the farm, and it's pretty goddamn obvious. Took him through months of computer searches day by day of this is when he was searching for this. You can see it building up. And they said, quote, "This is as close as you can get when they show the
internet
photo. No, they show the photos of the bodies." He said, "This is as close as you can get, ladies and gentlemen, to an autopsy photo in this case, is this."
Yeah.
So it's wild. They said that he went from fantasy to reality in carrying out his plot. And they found pieces of DNA, hacksaw, meat hooks with their DNA all over it. It's pretty goddamn damning. They said Garland was caught running and crawling through grass and trees, determined to get back on the farm. Probably trying to get rid of evidence that they already found, I would assume. Right. So the verdict comes in here, takes the jury 8.5 hours on this somehow.
Wow.
I don't know if they're just taking it easy, if they played a game of hockey in between and some curling.
Feels like they maybe looked at every goddamn piece of evidence they had.
I don't know.
It'd probably take about 8 hours.
I guess so. If you look through all that, they're just like, let's look at those pictures again. That shit was weird, right? What they found on his computer.
I can't believe that random-ass plane took a picture of that.
That's insane.
That's shocking.
It's the most incredible coincidence of criminal history.
He probably had to just be like, you have to be fucking kidding me.
A small plane just heard going over. He never looked up twice. Crop duster, small plane. Who knows what the fuck it is? Nope, that's your doom right there is what that is. That is fucking up your whole murder plot.
God damn it.
So they return a verdict of guilty. And during sentencing, they say, here's the victim impact. They are from relatives of everybody, including Rod and Jennifer O'Brien, who Jennifer is Kathy's daughter and Nathan's mother. Rod, who is Nathan's father, said no matter what the judge decides, that Garland will have to answer to a higher court. He said a life sentence on this earth is nothing compared to what waits for you. And they said, anything to say here for you, Mr. Garland? And he says, nope.
Oh,
okay. Nope. No regret, no remorse, nothing. Sorry about that, nothing. But the defense lawyer said that since all the killings occurred during a single criminal act, that there should never be consecutive terms of parole ineligibility. You don't need to do that. She said he should be put in prison for life without parole for 25 years, and then they can deal with them after that. They said the life term would give parole officers discretion to release Garland if he became infirmed as he reached old age. That way they wouldn't have to pay for him. See, we're trying to help you, really. This isn't about trying to get him out of jail. This is about helping the state. He also said that Garland's a loner with no one to support him. The lawyer said there are really no friends or family. Mr. Garland is essentially on his own. The prosecutor said, quote, each victim was apparently murdered for a slightly different purpose. This was a brutal crime of stark horror. Wow, that's a good title. Mm-hmm. A brutal crime of stark horror. You not only have death, you have torture, inhuman behavior. These acts display a character of evil. You can't rehabilitate evil.
Truth.
This guy needs to not come out at all.
You can't let him back out.
The judge said, quote, it's hard to imagine a more cunning, cruel, or horrific set of circumstances of assault, abduction, torture, and murder. Mr. Garland, you have done a terrible thing. That's not a good way to start. You have done a terrible thing. The horror and terror that you visited upon these 3 innocent people extends almost beyond the boundaries of ordinary human comprehension.
Oh my.
The circumstances defy description, and your ultimate punishment is beyond the reach of this court.
Oh.
But what I can do is say, you, sir, may fuck off, life with no parole, but for 75 years. He tripled it. He told them 25 for each consecutively, banged you that way, fuck off. So that is, he's 50 years old. He's done. I mean, he's going to be 130 years old when he gets out. So totally screwed. He'll be 129 years old when he's up for parole. 2017, good news, people keep kicking the shit out of him in prison for some reason.
Oh, is that right?
Wonder why. Gee, I wonder. You meat-hooked a 5-year-old. Wonder why they'd want to beat the fuck out of you. Totally, he's getting found all over the place. He gets found unresponsive constantly because he's been beaten into unconsciousness. I love it. He was found this day in 2017 unresponsive but breathing in his cell after being beaten unconscious. However, the extent of his injuries are unknown at this point in time. On the morning of the day he was beaten, Garland had been transferred from the Calgary Remand Center to the Edmonton Maximum Institution. Day one, he's beaten unresponsive. This isn't the first time this happened, too. On the same day he was sentenced, he was attacked by several inmates and had to be treated in the hospital for multiple lacerations because as soon the day he was sentenced, they kicked the shit out of him.
Is it like word gets back to the prisoners of what he's done, or is it just
they know?
Or is he a mouthy
He's famous.
fucker?
No, he doesn't talk to anybody. He's famous.
Oh, they just beat the shit out of him.
Everybody's going, oh my God, he's the grossest guy in here.
Yeah.
He tortured and fucking dismembered a 5-year-old. You can't get this is fucking crazy. Oh, he's a sick fuck. So 2019, he appeals his conviction, and the Alberta Court of Appeal said, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Conviction stays. 2020, he appeals his sentence. The Alberta's top court hears arguments from his lawyers appealing life sentences with no chance of parole for 75 years. His lawyers argue that the 3 consecutive parole ineligibilities is excessive and harsh. Really? You're going to use harsh as a word after what he did? And he said the victim impact statements exceeded the scope of what's allowed under criminal code.
There's a shackle in a burn barrel. Come on.
Dude. I'm sorry, but you made these people live out your weird sexual fantasies, and you fucking tortured them, and you killed them, and then the judge said it perfectly, I think.
Yeah.
Everything the judge said was on point. Yeah. They said that this defense lawyer, though, says that the judge imposed a vengeful sentence that weighted certain principles of sentencing more heavily than others. Wow. The prosecutor said the sentence was appropriate because there was no need to incorporate Nathan into his plan.
Right.
If he killed the 2 adults, it's one thing, but bringing the kid into it, fuck you.
Yeah, he took extra pleasure in this.
He put some extra stank on it there. Yeah. So the Court of Appeals upholds the sentence for him, but it's a 2-1 decision. So the majority said that, quote, the trial judge did not consider any irrelevant factors and did not fail to consider any relevant factor. But the problem is that because of the split decision, he can automatically appeal to the Supreme Court of Canada.
Okay.
So that's on the way. So you never know. Hopefully he'll stay in there because this guy doesn't need to walk around in any country. Fuck him.
That's one of the worst crimes I've ever heard of.
We should just tie this guy to let's make it nice and Canadian. Let's tie him to a net. Tie him to a hockey goal and have slap shots at him until his balls explode or something. Like make it creative, Canada.
Tie him to a maple tree and
let beavers gnaw off his nutsack. Yeah,
and just drill a hole and let that maple drizzle out till a bear or something just gnaws everything off of him.
Till Winnie the Pooh comes around.
Being. Yeah, horrible human being.
There you go, everybody. That is Canada. Jesus, wow. Canada. Man, that is no joke, Canada. I'll tell you what.
What a joke.
What a joke. So if you like that show, tell everybody. Honestly, get on whatever app you're listening to. Give us 5 stars. It really, really helps the show. So thanks for everyone who does that. ShutUpAndGiveMeMurder.com is where you get everything, especially tickets. December 2nd, last live show of the year, right. Dallas, Texas. Get in there. A few tickets left for that. We'll have new tour dates very soon. Follow us on social media, at Murder Small on Twitter, at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Small Town Pod on Facebook. Definitely get in there. Listen to our other shows, Crime and Sports, and Your Stupid Opinions, of course.
Right.
Patreon.com/Crime and Sports is where you get all the bonus stuff. $5 a month or above. You get it all. Back episodes, new shit every other week. 2 episodes this week for Crime and Sports. Donnie Moore.
Yep.
Makes one bad pitch, life falls apart. Next thing you know, people are dead. Okay, that's tragedy. Small Town Murder, Menendez Brothers, Lyle Menendez's unauthorized prison diary, all of it we're going to talk about. Good shit. Patreon.com/Crime and Sports. Yeah. Follow us. Do your thing. You'll also get a shout-out if you do the Patreon. Thanks for joining us. Anybody else, shutupandgivememurder.com has all the links. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Wow.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.